we have some things we need to get done again today, but first and most important thing we need to get done, and Anthony is wasting no time and already working on it and getting it ready, is an oil change. This is probably the least favorite task around here because you guys can see there's only so much space underneath my car.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
So I can't reach the
plug.
Plug. That's the problem.
Yeah, Ghost is happy you're hanging out on the ground.
I'm sure he is. Make sure that's tight.
Yeah. My car does tell us when the oil needs to be changed, and my oil light just came on not too long ago, a couple weeks ago.
That's why we're like,
Yeah, we're like, yep, it's time to change. So Anthony said he would get that done first thing this morning for me.
Yeah, well, you gotta have a vehicle that runs. There's nothing worse than a vehicle that's messed up.
True.
Can't see nothing.
Yeah. Of course, doing oil changes, it's like every step of the way there's a little bit of problems. Yeah, we're just trying to get the oil filter out, which, once again, you know, when they design cars, they don't really think about like, oh, hey, there's actually going to be a person that has to physically touch this oil filter or get underneath and get the, you know, plug out. And I get it when you take it to a shop, it's a little bit different when they do oil changes and they have like all the tools and stuff. I was just telling Anthony, it's marketing. They want you to take your car in. But I will say we did end up getting like the right size socket you need to get on top of my filter to change it out, because that was kind of a pain for a while there when we were doing oil changes. To get the filter out, we had to like use like a crescent wrench and stuff, and you know, there's only so much space. But we did break down and buy the actual size little socket you need for the filter to get it off of there, to hopefully make it a little easier. But Anthony's still kind of struggling. Well, it's just the spacing.
There's no room.
Yeah, it's the spacing.
That's all it is. There's no room.
Yeah.
And they do it on purpose.
Yeah, and I was saying, as I have these tiny little hands. See, that's where my hands come in handy. That's where being small comes in handy. Is like squeezing into tight spots. And I know, I used to have to do that at work all the time when I worked at Levi's. I'd always have to get into the tiny little spots and get the little you know, nut off this little thing in this tight little spot. I was always the one that had to do it. Brand new filter. Okay, Anthony is officially done changing my oil, and now he said I can start my car. So let's make sure everything's good and operational, which I'm sure it will be. It's just an oil change, nothing crazy.
Waiting for Patrick.
Well, I'm very happy I can get that done. The oil change, it was needed very much. Didn't take that long. It's just a normal oil change, guys, but we were like 2 quarts low.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks since my light came on, and
plus, with the holidays and all that stuff, you
yeah,
know,
I was gonna say, plus, you know, we haven't really been into town over these last couple of weeks, so.
I'm glad it's done. Just simple oil change, but we do have other things I want to get done today, guys, and so I say let's get it.
Anthony, I mentioned already, he's wasting no time in getting things done. He's already working on this next project. So we got the truck over here. No, we are not working on the supply room today. We are actually going to be doing something that Anthony's mentioned, I don't know how many times, about cleaning things up around here, making things more beautiful. We've just, like Anthony's mentioned, I don't know, lots of times on videos about staring at all these piles over here and how they've just been such an eyesore for him.
Well, it's hard to work around this stuff when you got a big giant pile of scraps.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of scraps. And just, it looks like it's such a chaotic mess because, you know, they got all these piles of wood. Plus, they're just like covered with leaves, and then like this one's got tarp, so we don't even know what's underneath that tarp because it's been a while since we've looked, because we've just been throwing everything on top.
Yeah.
But everything's looking nice. I think somebody's coming up the driveway.
I think that's the trash man.
It is the trash.
Good.
They came this Friday. Yay, we were just talking about that yesterday.
Well, our dumpster's full because of Christmas and everything.
Yeah, and I was trying to remember the last time they were out here, and I was like, I if they don't come this Friday, it's got to be next Friday. So they're here taking the trash. So that is very, very nice because that dumpster is full. I just seen Abe over there smashing it down and stuff. So just a little side note about the trash. I'm so glad that we actually have a dumpster up here now. If you guys remember, for like the first, I would say 2 years we were here, we did not have trash out here. So we've been like collecting our trash, and then they do have like a local dump site in town that you can use for free to use their dumpsters. And we did use those for a while. And like, you know, just made it part of our routine. Every time we go into town, we take our trash and dump it off at the dump site. But then at some point in time, they actually closed that dump site down. I'm not sure exactly why. Some things were going on, I guess. And they closed it down, and we didn't have anywhere to take our trash. So we were kind of like getting a little out of control there for a while.
You gotta burn a lot of it.
Yeah, we were burning it. We were taking it to the actual dump, which is all the way in the big city. So that's like an hour drive.
Yeah, that was,
you know, and if you only got a couple little bags of trash, it's not worth it to go that far to dump it. So we decided to reach out and try to find a trash company that could come out here, and we did. And since we've had that, it's just been like a total game changer around here. Not only has it been a game changer with just having trash everywhere, but like the flies have gone away. Like we don't have the flies like we used to. We don't have to deal with all the cats and the dogs getting into the trash and like stringing it all over the yard. It's just been a lot of good changes getting that one little dumpster in here. So what's your plans as far as what we should save? You know, like this is all rotted on the bottom, but the top portion of it's good.
Well, these I'm just gonna put right here for right now. The big panel pieces, but I want to get rid of all the scrap. There's so much scrap.
Yeah.
I mean, this was never meant to be the junk pile. It turned into the junk pile.
Well, that's how it always is when we move the wood piles around. If you guys remember, we actually had the wood pile. It was like behind Thunderdome for a while. A long while.
Yeah.
And we actually moved it from there over here, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna keep it nice and organized. And it was organized for a long time.
Well,
but then we started working on, I wanna say, the front deck garden area. Like we started working on the garden and the deck. And so those two projects have just accumulated a lot of scrap wood. And,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like now that, like, at least around here, the majority of the big cutting and building, not all of it, but the majority of it is done.
Yeah.
Right? There's no reason to have a big old giant scrap pile anymore.
Yeah. Well, and just going forward now after we clean all this up, especially working on the supply room build, like we'll just have to be more mindful about what we do with our wood when we're done, you know? And we were for a little while.
That just gets out of control.
And then it just, you know, you get overwhelmed, and then you're just like, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm done working for the day. I'm just gonna throw this over here for now. Out of sight, out of mind for now, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Big board, so.
Yeah.
Okay, all the board, there's some like this 2x8 is okay. There's no reason to get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
That's why I have this pile over here.
Yeah, that's a lot of the wood from the pole barn. Well, we are slowly getting our pile down. It's coming together. We're actually finding we have a lot of these like small, just scrap pieces lying around. So we do have a special spot we are putting those. It's actually kind of by our burn barrel. It's not really a burn barrel. We have a burn pit that we actually created. It's actually over there. We actually moved it to the front, and we have like nice little fires over there. Recently, I act like we've had it over there for a long time, but we we moved it over there like maybe a month ago. Right, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If you guys actually remember, we had the fire ring. It was in the backyard for a while.
Yeah.
We actually bought that for what we put it over there for. So we have a nice little fire pit so we can hang around. So I told Anthony, I said, some of these little scrap pieces, the little scrap pieces would be nice just to have over there by the fire. We can just throw those in there as we're burning stuff.
Yeah, I can save like a...
Yeah, just a little bit, you know?
Yeah, that's not a problem. I just...
Because we're running low on split wood. We do have some, but not a lot, because we haven't really cut that many trees down in the last couple of years.
No, I ain't worried about that though. I can go cut a tree down.
I know.
But yes, we have this wood here right now. Why not use it?
Yeah. So might as well use up this wood, and then we can go and cut trees down and stuff after. Well, we're getting down to like the bigger pieces. I see there's a lot of the tongue and groove back there.
Yeah.
From our ceiling.
There's not too much more left, but there's a little tiny bit.
Yeah, I'm just curious how good a shape they are. We did find one, kind of like how this one is on the bottom there. Tongue and groove board that's been pretty used and abused. It's very getting rotted out. But that's because it was at the very, very bottom of the stack, like on the ground. But we did manage to find like almost a brand new 4x4 post. I wonder where that came from. Like why we bought it, what we had it for.
Probably when we
did the front deck maybe?
The front deck or this. We added extra posts or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just it's amazing what you find as you start clearing out the pile. You're like, I don't remember buying this. What was this for? And then Anthony asked, he goes, how much money do you think we're throwing away right now? Like
well,
between all the scrap pieces of 2x4s that you could put together and maybe get one 2x4 out of it, you know?
Man, we probably got like 50 boards here or something.
Oh yeah.
Like all combined. But what are you gonna do? It's all scrap.
It is, and it's, you know, the little pieces. And we've showed you guys on videos in the past, we have come to this pile and have taken, you know, little pieces we need here and there and stuff like that. But sometimes you just can't use all of it.
We don't need it anymore, really. Some of it, but not most of it. And I'm so tired of looking at this big junk pile here. I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's a new year, right? I'm trying to get it out of here. I don't want it no more.
One thing I want to say too is that blood, sweat, and tears are going into this today. Look at guys. I cut my finger. I did. I poked my hand in there and poked with something. And believe it or not, it wasn't like a nail or anything. It was just a little piece of wood that was sticking out that was broken off, and I just happened to smack my hand on it in the right spot. Anthony and I have been slow and steadily getting it, and it looks amazing over here. Anthony keeps talking about how we have so much space now right here to do aerobics, and maybe we'll put like a weightlifting bench or something over here with a treadmill.
No. No aerobics or weightlifting bench.
It's amazing, like I've mentioned probably earlier, that it's amazing how when you start moving things around, you find all kinds of like wood and stuff that I didn't even know we had. You know? Look at that piece of metal. It's a nice piece.
Well, I knew we had this.
You can use that for something.
That's why I've been saving it. I think we got this from the rabbits.
Oh, probably, huh?
It was like the leftover piece.
Yeah. Just that one, we just need that one extra little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to get rid of this stuff.
No.
You know?
Yeah, definitely not the metal stuff, because that stuff will stick around for a while. And Anthony's got like a nice little pile right here of some of that siding.
Gotta figure out where to put all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we have siding in the back of Thunderdome right now.
I know, I want to move that too.
Yeah.
The goal is not to have piles of junk everywhere. That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's it. And I look around, there's piles of junk everywhere.
Yeah.
Like everywhere I look, there's a pile of junk.
I know. Look, there's piles of junk that we moved up front here.
Because I gotta move it. I'm saving it, so I gotta move it over there.
Yeah, just separating. We're separating things out. The cats seem to really enjoy hanging out over here now that it's all cleaned out. They have been over here several times just hanging out. There's midnight. Got another cat over there hanging out. They just can't help themselves, huh?
No, they can't.
Well, I guess I'm ready to do some hard work now. I got my rake out, and I'm looking at it. It's a sad day, but it's broken. Just a little piece broke off there. That must have just happened the other day when I was using my rake. I guess I'm working it too hard now. We've been busy getting it all day, but we actually have a surprise visitor coming to see us.
I got my rake. Actually, I got Roxane's rake. What's going on, everybody?
Yes, we got Tim from Ridge Life coming by to see what's going on at the 41.36.
Happy New Year, everyone. I had to stop by here before I head back to Tennessee, and these guys are gracious enough to let me come on by, see what they've got going on. The major changes on Country Road Cure. Oh my gosh. This thing is huge. Way bigger than it looks like on camera. Of course, I get to use the rake.
Yes, he showed up at the right time.
I did all of this. Look at this.
Yeah.
I did all of this.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, not really, no. Just kidding.
He came right at the end and was like, "Hey, can I help?" And
Look
I was
what
like,
I
"Sure."
got
Yeah.
done. Look what I got.
You got a little
done.
pile
Oh, my
collected
word.
right there. No, but I'm glad you stopped by.
I appreciate it.
We did spend New Year's with you, which was awesome.
It was so fun. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That was a fun time.
And you guys went live. That was an amazing live. That was
Yeah,
so
we
fun.
did
I've had
go
so
live.
many people say, I'm so glad Country Road Cure went live that night. It was like the first live you did in like 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It was,
know.
but it was perfect timing. That was a great one.
It was a good live.
Everyone that watched it loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what's funny is actually you mentioned it. I was checking on the vibe today, and actually people were commenting and talking about it today. They were just
Oh, no,
mentioning about
yeah,
the live
yeah.
on New Year's. So.
On Facebook, because I was supposed to go live that night. And I had technical difficulties.
That's why I decided to go live, by the way.
So
Okay, all right.
I posted out on Facebook and YouTube that unfortunately, sorry, I can't go live. Others may go live tonight.
Yeah.
And then I had so many people comment on my post that so glad that Country Road Cure got to go live. It
Yeah.
felt like we were there and everything.
Yeah. No, it was a good live. You just
Because you
kinda-
did, you music. You went. You just
Yeah.
you went with it.
You guys
Yeah.
were just hanging
Yeah.
out with us
Yeah,
on the
it was a
4th of
hangout. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
how
great.
it was. So
Yeah,
it was a good little 4th
Fireworks,
of July.
and the food.
I say 4th of July all the time. New
no,
Year's.
yeah, we knew.
Well,
Well,
'cause
there
of
was
fireworks,
fireworks, so yeah.
Throwing me off there, you know.
Yeah, with that live, I didn't care if it was, monetized or nothing. So you got to hear the real music and what was going on and real
Yeah.
conversations and
Really hanging out.
yeah, it was good times.
It was
Very
good
good.
times.
Yep.
Yep. We were just talking. When was the last time you were out here?
I think the when we had the meetup at Waveland Park, I came by here and that's when you were mating the rabbits again, and so that was last spring.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, so many changes.
Yeah, it's been a minute since
it's been a
Tim's
while.
been around out here.
It's been a long while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate letting me come back out here and see
Yes,
all
it
those
was-
changes. And
yeah.
you guys are always welcome on the ridge in Tennessee. You come out, I'll take you down to Memphis,
know.
eat some Memphis barbecue.
I'll
and-
say this, he offers all the time, and we're always like, yes, we would love to come. We just never accepted the offer
well,
and actually done it. So
You're always welcome, and if you're ever
it is a
travel
new
through-
year.
Hey, we got a pop-up now. So
Yeah,
let's
I was
go
gonna
there
say,
and that.
and
I
we
got
are.
a big place for you to do it. Hopefully I have some power for you by then, and
Yeah.
I got a septic and everything, so pop, boom, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Have a well, so
Yeah, I'd
got
love
everything
to
you need.
check it out over there. And I know you got a lot going on right now over there.
this is going to be a big year for Ridge Life
Yeah,
also.
hey,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2025 so far has been a great year.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah, it's
Just
been
started,
great.
too.
Yeah.
All right, love you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bye,
Drive
guys.
safe. Yeah,
Hug,
drive
hug.
safe.
Bye.
Drive safe,
Yeah,
Tim.
and thanks for letting me use your rake.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be more 6 more months before you come by again.
It won't be, I promise.
All right.
Big thing. See y'all.
See ya.
Bye.
Even though Tim stopped by and kind of stopped a little bit of progress, we still managed to finish actually a lot. And look at this. I was just telling Anthony, I raked all this out and we cleaned it all up. I think we gained a whole acre of land just by clearing all that out. It looks so nice, and actually it changes the whole feel around here. Adds just so much more space. If you guys remember, I mean, the pile went like right up to here, so we only had like this little walkway right here. I mean, it's amazing. You don't realize how much like that pile was actually taking up until we like removed it. It's almost like when we had all those trees from when we cleared all the land, if you guys remember, like we had all the down trees from the area. It was all pushed in here, and this was like all the way piled up with trees, like almost to the to this tree line right here, all the way across. So clearing that out definitely changed the field once again. Here comes the cats to see how the next phase turned out. Scoping it out, saying, hey, you guys cleared all this space for me? Oh, Midnight. Mr. Midnight. Sylvia. You scoping it out, Sylvia? Good girl.
Yes, I'm very happy this pile's gone.
Yes.
You guys probably been heard me complaining the past couple videos about this pile. And I know we just moved a pile today, but it took all day.
Yeah.
All day.
It did. It took all day. But I will say we had to like kind of like go through the pile and make sure that we weren't throwing things away that we wanted to keep. So we do have some piles out here still. We just don't know exactly where we're going to put them. But like that obviously is our keep wood pile.
Yep.
And then this is stuff right here that we're still using, like our zip board and stuff for the supply room. And then we have some like PVC and piping and our gutter stuff. I mean, we do have some things here that we're still kind of in the works or still need to keep around, but we just need to find a good spot for it.
Yeah, we're gonna try to figure that out.
Yeah, kind of
the best we can.
Yeah, we're trying to think of a spot kind of out of sight, out of mind, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, but for right now, everything can hang out, but it looks so much better over here. Look,
we're trying, slowly but surely, like I said, guys, New Year's, we're trying to beautify around here and make things go in their permanent spot rather than their temporary area.
Yeah, making things clean and fresh for the new year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where we're stuck right now, just trying to do this kind of stuff first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's coming out good.
I think so too. It's definitely big improvements just by cleaning up little messes here and there. It just, as I mention all the time, changes the whole feel of everything.
Now we can put another wood pile here.
Yeah.
No.
After all of that hard work that we've been putting outside for the last couple of days, I thought we should really treat ourselves with a nice sweet treat. And actually, I've made this before and I shared with you guys about this recipe, and actually a lot of you commented and asked me to make it and show you how it's done. So I'm gonna do that for you guys right now. So for New Year's, we got together with David at Come On Homesteading. He invited all of us over for a New Year's celebration. And of course, I can't go there empty-handed. So I decided to make some stuff for his house. I actually made like a really nice big pot of pozole, and it was really good, and actually most of it got devoured. I did bring home a little bit, but not a lot to have like more meals or anything. And actually I ended up making some desserts to take over there, and I made like 3 different types of cream pies. I have not been very successful at cream pies. In the past, I've tried to make them. I've done the pudding pies, you know, banana pudding, chocolate pudding pies. I've made those before. But as far as cream pies, they are a little bit different than like a pudding pie. And I have tried them in the past, I've made them, and they just never set right. I don't know what I did wrong or what I wasn't doing. Maybe my cooking skills weren't as good back then. Mind you, this was a long time ago. I mean, we were still in Las Vegas when this happened. So I never really gave it another shot until New Year's. I decided, you know what? I'm gonna make a variety of cream pies. I decided to make 3 different kinds. I made a lemon cream pie, a French silk cream pie, and then actually I made a orange creamsicle cream pie, which was really, really good. I just happened to come across that recipe and I thought, man, I bet you that tastes just like a creamsicle. And who doesn't love creamsicles? I do. But you never really get those very often. So I thought it would be different, unique, and make a creamsicle pie. And actually, all 3 of my pies turned out delicious. I will say though, my favorite was probably the French silk one that I made. And since I made it that day, one, it was completely gone after the New Year's celebration, but I've been craving it. I've been wanting to make another one just to have, so I can have another piece of it. So I told Anthony, you know what, for just a little sweet treat for us, I think I'm gonna make one more pie, the French silk one for us to enjoy for the next couple of days while the weather comes through here. That way we have a nice little sweet treat, and I just think it's a nice little reward after all that hard work we've done outside. All this talk about all these cream pies, I did post a picture of all the cream pies that I made. I did post that on the Daily Vibe. So if you guys happen to see that, and check those pictures out. A lot of you guys did and commented on them and let me know how good they looked. And actually some of you requested that I show you how to make my French silk pie. So I thought, like I mentioned, this is a perfect opportunity to show you guys how to do that. It is very simple to make. I'm going to actually show you guys how to make everything from scratch. I'm gonna make the pie crust, the pie filling, and I'm even gonna show you guys how to make some whipped cream. Before I show you my awesome secret to making the perfect whipped cream, I think we actually need to get the pie crust started first, and then we'll work on the whipped cream. So for this pie crust, you're gonna need 1 1/4 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of butter, 1 tablespoon of sugar, plus 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and you're going to need 3 to 4 tablespoons of water. Pie crust bake in the oven, and now it is time to get ready to make this whipped cream. Now, my little secret and tip for making the perfect whipped cream is very simple. Just throw your bowl and your whisk inside the freezer and get it nice and frozen. I mean, look how frozen that is. I put this in here a while ago, so it's been sitting in here. But freezing your bowl and your whisks, I think just makes your whipped cream just that much better. It just gives it that extra creamy fluffiness. It's so good, and I've always done it this way, and it just makes the most perfect whipped cream. I just highly recommend. If you guys make your own whipped cream, freeze your bowl first along with the whisks. So to make this whipped cream, you're going to need 1 cup of powdered sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. Okay, the whipped cream is done whipping, and it looks so good. And actually, I did give it a little bit of a taste, and it tastes just like whipped cream. But just thought I'd show you guys kind of the consistency of it the best I can. I mean, it's consistent just like how whipped cream is. But for right now, because I don't need it right this second, I'm actually gonna put it in this bowl and set it off to the side in the refrigerator and let this chill while I get on the next step. All right, my pie crust is officially done and baked, and it turned out amazing. It's got this nice, lovely golden brown color. Gotta let this cool off though before we put the pie filling inside there. And actually, guys, we're gonna get ready here and make that chocolate pie filling right now. For the pie filling, you're gonna need 1.5 cups of butter, 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1/4 cup of sugar, 3 eggs at room temperature, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Before we start making the filling, we actually need to do one step first. You need to take 1/2 cup or 4 ounces of chocolate chips, and we're actually going to melt these down and actually set them off to the side and let those cool off, or let that cool off while we're actually getting the rest of the filling made. This pie filling complete, except for the last step, which is adding a 3/4 cup of that whipped cream that we made earlier. And this is kind of like the most important step. You don't want to mix this in with the mixer. You're actually going to want to fold this in and incorporate it into your chocolate pie filling. So you just kind of fold it in there. Okay, I got all that whipped cream incorporated in there, and let me tell you what, guys, this almost smells right now like a Wendy's Frosty. That's the best way I can describe it. And it looks good, and I'm sure it's gonna taste just as good as it did the first time I made it, so I think we're officially ready to get this pie filling in the pie crust now. Before we put it in the pie crust, it's very important you make sure all of the pie crust is completely cooled down before you do that, because if you add your pie filling first, it's actually going to start kind of melting your pie filling, and then it won't set right. I mean, that's very important. As you guys know, I mentioned how my pies haven't set right, and that might have been part of the problem the first time I made it. So just make sure your pie crust is completely cooled off before you start adding your filling. And you want to kind of spread it out so it's flat and even as possible. Make sure all that pie crust has got pie filling all in there. Okay, got my gorgeous pie filling inside my pie, and actually we're gonna set this in the refrigerator before we work on the last and final step. Kind of let this cool off a little bit. So it has been a few hours and my pie has been sitting in the refrigerator chilling, and it turned out amazing. It's very set right, and we are ready to do the last step in completing this French silk pie, which is going to be adding some whipped cream to the top, which you just want to use the rest of your whipped cream that you made for the actual pie. I want to throw this out here that I normally have like a piping bag with a nice decorative tip, and I'll decorate it. That's how I made it that first time. But unfortunately, I don't have any of that right now. I'm out. So I'm gonna just have to kind of get fancy with just putting this whipped cream on here, but I have an idea in mind of how I can make it look extra pretty. Oh. The whipped cream on there, and I made it look as fancy as I could. I will say, when I used the piping bag and I put the little decorative tip on there, it made it look so nice. But this looks very pretty too. It works just the same. But I will say, the one next thing I'm gonna add to this to actually finish it all off and make it look like a French silk pie like you would buy at the grocery store, I do have, and you can find any chocolate. I'm gonna actually use my chocolate Santa to top this off. You can use Hershey's Kisses, a Hershey's chocolate bar, any kind of just milk chocolate that you got lying around. And as you guys know, Christmas just came, so what a perfect good use of leftover candies from Christmas. So I got a little cheese grater. You wanna use the small grater if you have one, and just sprinkle some chocolate on top. Gives it that nice little fanciness, I think. This is what really did it for me when I made it that first time. I had to figure out, and it's not hard to figure out, but I had to try to figure out, I'm like, well, what kind of chocolate should I use and where should I get it from? And we had Kisses laying around, so I used some Hershey's Kisses that first time, but unfortunately we ate them all. And I used quite a few of them for the pies for New Year's, so I don't have any more, but these chocolate Santas is working out very, very well, actually. And this pie looks so good. I can't wait to eat this tonight. After dinner, of course. I'm not gonna be eating it, but like I said, I've been craving this pie ever since I made it, and I'm glad that I'm able to make another one just for us, so Anthony, myself, and Wyatt can kind of pig out on this pie. But check it out. That looks so nice. I think it looks professional. It looks like I bought this at the grocery store. So I would say, all in all, these French silk pies, they're really not that hard to make. Doesn't take a lot of time and energy. You could buy the crust. You don't have to make the crust if you don't want to. And you can also buy the whipped cream. You don't have to make the whipped cream either. But I am a true believer in the more you can make from scratch, just the better tasting your food is. That's just for me. That's why I pride myself on making things from scratch the best I can, no matter what it may be. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys make this French silk pie, comment below, let me know, send me pictures. I'd love to see it. I love hearing how you guys have made some of my recipes and sharing your experiences and how it tastes and all that fun stuff. So let me know, and we'll see you guys later.